You said three people.
Hi, everyone. Today I want to talk about something most of us feel but rarely say out loud: mental health. Not in the surface level way that people mention it online, but in the real way. The quiet moments when you feel overwhelmed, the nights you cannot fall asleep because your mind is racing, the days when you pretend everything is fine, even when you feel the complete opposite on the inside. College is exciting, but it is also one of the most emotionally demanding stages of our life. We are expected to juggle school, friendships, relationships, money, sports, our future, and our past all at the same time. It is no surprise that so many students are struggling. My goal today is to show why taking care of your mental health now is not optional, it is life-changing. The American Psychological Association reported that over 60% of US college students met the criteria for at least one mental health problem in the 2020 to 21 academic year. When you look at this image, 30 out of 50 students shaded in, the number becomes real. Picture yourself sitting in a classroom. Now imagine that more than half of the people around you are silently dealing with anxiety, stress, or burnout. And most of them never say a word about it. We hide it because we do not want to seem weak or dramatic. We hide it because everyone else looks fine on the outside. But this statistic proves that mental health struggles are happening everywhere, even in the people we least expect. Why we need to prioritize mental health. College forces us to multitask through every emotion. We deal with grades, social pressure, endless assignments, time management, fear of failure, and constant comparison. And we do it while trying to hold everything together. According to the Healthy Minds Network, student mental health issues have continued to rise within the 23 to 24 academic year, showing more students reporting suicidal thoughts and self-harm behaviors. That is not something we can ignore. Inside Higher Ed also reported that counseling centers saw a major increase in students seeking help last year. Students are overwhelmed and reaching out more than ever. On top of that, the American College Health Association found that the biggest academic barriers for college students are stress, anxiety, and lack of sleep. Not the classes, not the workload, but the mental health itself. Ignoring mental health does not make you stronger, it makes everything heavier. But when you prioritize it, you perform better in school, in relationships, and in every part of your life. How small habits create real improvement. The good news is that improving mental health does not require major life changes. It starts with small, consistent habits. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention explains that daily routines like journaling and moving your body, consistent sleep, and mindful breathing lower stress and improve emotional stability. Small habits repeated over time create a real change. Psychiatry Online also reported that around 1,730 colleges across the U.S. offer on-campus mental health services. That shows campuses understand how important support is. But even with counseling available, our daily habits are the foundation for our mental strength. Small habits help regulate emotions. They reduce stress. They make life feel more manageable and are easy to maintain. Over time, they shape you into someone who can handle pressure instead of being controlled by it. The impact when mental health is taken seriously. When mental health is taken seriously, the impact is huge. Students feel supported instead of overwhelmed. Friendships and teams become safer and more understanding. People feel less pressured to pretend they are okay. According to the Mayo Clinic, routines like consistent sleep, movement, and self-reflection help regulate stress and build long-term emotional stability. That means the habits we build today are shaping the adults we will become. When a campus values mental health, burnout decreases, academic performance improves, relationships become healthier, and life feels more balanced. Some people say that college is supposed to be stressful, and that is a part of growing up. We hear that all the time. The idea, if you are overwhelmed, you should just push through it because that's what adults do. But stress might be normal. However, struggling in silence is not. Taking small steps for your mental health does not make you weaker. It makes you more capable of handling everything college throws at you. It prepares you for the future more healthily and strongly. Growing up is not about dealing with everything alone, it's about learning how to take care of yourself. This image says, water your own flowers. It is a reminder that you cannot grow if you do not take care of yourself. You cannot bloom if you never give yourself a rest, compassion, or a space to breathe. Your mental health is like a garden. If you ignore it, things fall apart. But if you take small steps to water it, your future becomes more beautiful, stable, and healthy. So, to wrap this up, mental health affects every part of our college experience. Small habits done consistently make a real difference. Prioritizing mental health now creates healthier patterns for the rest of your life. Taking care of yourself strengthens your relationships, your academics, and your future. And choosing even one small habit today can change the entire direction of your life after college. Thank you. Q&A.
I have a question.
Yes.
Why do you think so many college students avoid asking for help?
A lot of students think everyone else has it together, so they do not want to seem weak. There is also pressure to look strong and independent. Some people also believe the idea that stress is just part of growing up, but recognizing your emotions and asking for help is actually a sign of strength, not weakness.
Hmm.
Dad, you're on mute.
There we go.
There you go.
Whether fortunately or unfortunately for you, you have two pretty aware, teachers and adults growing up, and we've always, tell you girls to pay attention to the little things that you do and the little habits that you make can make a difference, like in times like this in college. So these little things that we ask you to do with these small habits, how has it made a difference for you? And if not for you, or if for you, how do those small habits make a difference for anyone out there in your situation as a college student?
Yes, good question. Research from the CDC shows that repeated small behaviors, such as taking short breaks, journaling, or practicing good sleep hygiene, builds patterns that regulate stress. Small habits are easier to maintain and they add up over time. They become a part of your lifestyle without feeling overwhelming.
I have one more thing to add.
Okay,
This reminds me of Mel Robbins.
good connection.
Yeah.
But Lane, how many of your like you have a pretty good cross section of people to draw from. How many people that you know of are using these small habits, or are avoiding asking for help? It's kind of a twofold question.
Um, I think being an athlete, I see a lot of my teammates taking steps, whether that's like talking to somebody or our now previous head coach used to really say to journal, and that was super beneficial. So I know that a lot of people took the time to journal and do the small things for themselves. Amelia, do you have a question?
Yes. What would you say to someone who thinks that they don't have the time for mental health habits?
I would say that mental health habits do not have to take a long time. Even designating like 2 to 3 minutes a day can help. A short walk, writing in your journal, just taking a second to think over your day, what you've done, what you're looking forward to is super beneficial to just slow things down.
Yeah. Deep breathing.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Yeah.
Well, thank
Uh,
you so much, guys.
oh, you're wrapping me up. Come on, I got
Oh,
more
wait, you
things
have
on.
one more?
Well, not even a question, but just a comment.
Yeah.
When Mom and I were in college, high school, mental health, we didn't talk about it. What was mental health? Everyone was mentally healthy. Like, so what I think is really cool about what's going on in colleges, and you in particular, because you're very attuned to mental health. I'm glad that so many more kids have resources that we didn't have growing up. But I think our pressures when we were growing up was different than the pressures that you guys have.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to see that there is this focus, and I'm glad to see ambassadors such as yourself and the colleges taking initiatives on stressing the importance of mental health. So good for you and so many other girls and college students uh, being more aware of mental health. So yeah, good job.
Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much for listening.
Anytime.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye.